we're starting Summer in the City. Jasmine's here with me, but she's not reading it yet. But we are doing a dual reading vlog. So we're starting it here today. It is the 13th of April, and we are here at the Citrus Tower. If you want to show the views. So the Citrus Tower is in Claremont, Florida, and it's this high observation deck with a little coffee shop downstairs. There's a couple restaurants. So I got I'm a chugger. I got almost done with it, but it's the orange cream latte, which is really, really good. And then we're gonna read a little bit. We have about 2.5 hours here until we have to leave, so let's see how far we can get. Drinking a Bloom strawberry watermelon. It's about a little after 5, like 5:15, so I'm gonna read a little bit, but I wanted to talk a little bit about what I like from this book so far. Also, I'm sure a lot of people are like this, but I cannot read with like the dust cover on. It just annoys the heck out of me, even though I think it's way cuter. I have to read hard book covers like this. Okay, so the first thing is, this is super cute so far, and in the last clip I showed some of the little drawings that they have for each chapter. Well, I'm figuring out that the little drawings for each chapter have something to do with what's in the chapter. They're not just like random things or New York City things. They're actually like themed to the chapter you're about to read. I love that on the inside it has this map, because they are like exploring around New York City, so it kind of helps you see exactly where they're going, which is really cute. There was also a line in here that I just really like her writing, Alex Astor, and I haven't even read Lightlark yet. That's on my to-do list, or TBR list, really soon, but I really like her writing romance. She's really good at it. So let me find this line. This is the line. It says, "I could spend my entire life in a good coffee shop with just my wallet and laptop. Working in one feels like an indulgence, a college experience I got to keep. One of the best parts of my job is that a revolving door of coffee shops can always be my office." And the reason why I love this is literally because I love working in coffee shops. I love like being in school, and I'm going back to school in the fall. And my favorite place to study is at coffee shops, and coffee shops will see me often. So I just could relate to that, because that was like one of my favorite things about college was the coffee shops and studying. And so I'm excited to start doing that again. And maybe in the future, like I'm going to be a lawyer, so maybe in the future I'll be able to work remotely some days and work from coffee shops so I could keep it. Like where she says the college experience I got to keep. I don't know why that stuck with me. Maybe just because I love coffee shops. And then she also, like, in this section was talking about how she likes to find, like, local coffee shops where the baked goods aren't sourced from bakeries that also supply Panera. So really big on supporting, like, local brands, which I really like. But today is the 15th. And I'm on page 71. We're going to read a little bit before I have to go into work. So there's this really funny line. She says, "We're never drinking again, I tell my reflection. My mascara and eyeliner have headed south for the winter. My hair looks like I spent the morning on a roller coaster." I just thought it was funny. The eyeliner going south for the winter. guys are going to see every little bit of me because I try to read whenever I can, and it is about 5:30 in the morning right now. I start to get ready for work around 6:30, so I have about an hour to read. So far, I am... can't function this early in the morning. I'm on page 216, so I'm almost done with the book. Honestly, I just read a romance book, which was Twisted Hate. That book was 500 pages, when that book could have been 100 pages less. And they could have added that 100 pages straight to this book, because this book is really short. But it is super cute. I do like her writing a lot. She has a lot of inside jokes, and the man is like constantly paying attention and trying to win her over. But honestly, clearly, this girl needs a little therapy because she's got some daddy issues, which, I mean, we all do. But she, like, her dad's famous. This is, like, spoiler alert. Her dad's famous, and, like, kind of, she comes out as being a screenwriter, a famous screenwriter, because someone, like, spilled the deets on her. And then her dad went to the newspapers and, like, claimed that he was kind of, like, for her fame. So then now everyone in the media is saying that, oh, she got where she is because her dad's famous and rich and her boyfriend's famous and rich. So, like, none of her hard work. It was all, even though her dad wasn't in her life, it was like all the men in her life taking credit, or not take, her dad took credit, the fake boyfriend didn't. But now she's like mad at him again because she can't accept the fact that he's not what she thinks she is, and sometimes, like, he may not know how to fix issues. And she's like, it's always about money, he's always saying he could buy things. But I'm like, he literally said one time, I would buy you this coffee shop just so you can sit at your favorite table every morning and drink your gross latte, because he doesn't like them, and, like, eat your favorite pastry and never have it discontinued. It's like, I'm like, I know, like, money's a thing for her, but who wouldn't want that? Like, you pay attention that much to me that you know, like, the coffee shop means so much to me. Like, I would take that up, you know? I would. So, I don't know. We're in, like, the third act breakup, which happens in most romance books. So, we shall see what goes on, but I do like it so far.
Done. I don't want it to be over yet because I'm really enjoying this book.
Just spilled coffee. Okay, so they just, or not just, but okay, they're in Paris now, which is super fun with the way that the author is describing it. Like, I just love Europe, and I love that this book is based in New York and then goes to Paris for a little bit, and I know, like, they're gonna end up back in New York / LA, but it's just so fun. Like, literally, she's like, I like this. He says, what? And she says, all of it. Eating outside on a busy street, drinking hot chocolate without feeling like a child, sitting on one side of the table instead of across from each other. And I just think it's fun. Like, they're talking about the buildings, the architecture, and I love sitting outside at little cafes in Europe and just sitting with my friends, and I just love it so much. So I love traveling, and I like that they're traveling in this book. Okay, I have finished this book. I'm gonna give myself a couple days to think about how I feel about it, but right now I'm like kind of leaning towards a 4-star, even though I really want to give it a 5-star. I finished this book actually 2 days ago at my cousin's house, so it's taken me like less than a week to read it. It's really short. It's a good book because it's nice and warm outside, so it gives you good feels. It's based in New York City, but they do end up going to Paris, which is super fun. I do really like it. I never showed a close-up, but so I have this version. Apparently she has different versions for the different stores that you can buy from. So my cousin got hers from Amazon. So her cover is pink and has like a pink skyscraper. So I'll let her show that on her side of this vlog. But this is what mine looks like. And on the inside, also her river is green. Mine's pink. And it's pretty cool because I've been to a couple of these places when I've gone to New York during Christmas times, but I've gone to New York during summer like once, but it was only like a day trip. So, you know, this is something cool because you can genuinely follow along. And like there's a spot in this book, I believe it was on 242. It's actually on page 252. And the male main character says, "Do all books have maps?" And the girl says, "No, only the best ones," which I thought was funny because my cousin and I were literally talking about how like we love maps in books because we love fantasy books and romantasy books. So the fact that a romance book has a map is honestly, I love it. Like they need to do this more often, like especially romance books that are set in like real places. Like give me a map. I want to see everything that goes on, like, and everything on here has a little something to do with the different chapters. So like this I figured out was towards the end. It's all just like super cute. I really like it. And my sprayed edges are the taxi cabs, which is super cute. So Jasmine will go ahead and show you hers, and then I'll talk to you guys in a couple days about my final thoughts of this book.
I'm starting Summer in the City by Alex Astor. I'm so excited because I love her entire Light Arc series. I was told that she did 5 different covers for the book. I believe this part's the same for all of them. But then when you go inside, I believe this is where it starts to get different. It's the actual like cover color. And I have a little Cupid, which is super, super cute. This is the map, which I've never seen a romance book that has a map before. And it's super, super cute. I love it. And then I believe it's on the back also. Yeah. Oh, I love her. She's so pretty. So back here. And then these are my edges. I love them, and I think they're all New York City themed, which is so, so cute. So I finally finished Summer in the City, and I actually really enjoyed it. My main issues, though, were with Elle. Her and I have a little bit of beef, because she was very complainy is the best way I can put it. And she was so focused on money, but not even her own money. She was so much more focused on, I am forgetting the main character's name. I think it was Parker. Yeah. She was so focused on his money and what he was doing with it and how he was spending it, which makes no sense to me considering he earns the money. But whatever. But beyond that, I actually really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cute. I think I would rate it between a 3.5 to a 4 out of 5. Somewhere around that range. I would recommend it for sure, and I would probably reread it. But I'm still a little irritated with Elle. but that's okay. I still love the book.
Alright, we are going to do our final review of Summer in the City by Alex Astor. This is the author who became famous because of her Lightlark series, and my cousin loves that series, as well as this author in general. I actually met this author. Here's some pictures right here, and so did my cousin at the Miami Book Fair. So I haven't read Lightlark yet, but it's on my upcoming TBR. My cousin and I decided to read this at the same time, and this is my final review. Okay, so I'm gonna give this book a 4 out of 5. Now, I so badly wanted to give it a 5 out of 5 because I enjoyed most of the book, but there were some negatives that deterred me to a 4 out of 5. So let's get into the negatives and then we'll end on the positive. Okay, so first off, this book is just far too short. It's really small, and let's see how many pages total. It's 292 pages, which is a pretty small romance book, if I do say so. Most of the romance books recently that have been coming out are like 400 to 500 pages, which I think those are too long. But I think this could have been close to probably another 100 pages. So 400 pages and it would have been good. I feel like towards the end of the book, it became a little bit rushed. Things were happening really quickly, like they went to Paris and then all of a sudden he's like proposing to her and she's freaking out, and then all of a sudden they're back together. Like, that was all within the last like 50 pages, I feel like. And it was so perfect in Paris. I know that the author wanted to write a character that deals with anxiety. However, I do think that this was very much overplayed. I just feel like the character harped so much on money and could not get over the fact that a man wanted to buy her something and couldn't look at the bigger picture. Like, he bought her favorite coffee shop. Like, I loved the line where he was like, I bought her favorite coffee shop so she could always have her favorite bad coffee in the morning because he thought it was bad. Her favorite spot to sit at every day will always be open. The scone that she liked would never be discontinued. So, you know, he was looking at the overall picture. Like, this is something that she loved, something she did every day, and he never wanted her to have to stray away from that routine or have hiccups in that routine. That's why he bought the coffee shop. He didn't buy the coffee shop so she could do whatever, or buy it like for her. I mean, he bought it for her, but like not for her to make a profit or anything like that. Like, he literally bought it so she can keep the mundane things in her life the same, which was the things she cherished and cared about so much. Like, that was her favorite part of the day, and she just could not get over the money thing. Like, he bought all of the rings and was gonna like donate the rest of them to charities, and just wanted her to pick out the correct one because he thought that that's what she wanted because she was so big on donating to charities. But then, like, when it suited her, like when he's like, pick a number, and she makes him donate an absurd amount to a charity, that's fine. But donating the rest of the diamond rings to charities that she doesn't pick isn't fine. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like half of the things she let him do, half the things she didn't, and I feel like it was just it was like she was doing too much. Like, she cared so much about this money, it was constantly brought up. Like, I think the author should have dialed it down just a little bit, dialed it down, and added about 100 more pages and not rushed the ending. Maybe it would have been better. I do know that the author wrote this in between writing her Lightlark books and kind of would come back to it, which I do say, like, a lot of authors do, but I can definitely see, like, at least in the end, maybe she had a timeline she had to get it out, that it just didn't seem like, it seemed like it was bits and pieces put together and very rushed, that the whole picture wasn't being brought together in the end. Now, the good things about this book. One, the map, which I know I've mentioned a couple of times. I love a romance book with a map. I've also been to New York and went there last year, so it was nice to see like spots that I know where they're talking about. Her being like a screenwriter and going to the different spots where the film is supposed to be I think is really cool. The fact that she was anonymous for a long time was really cool. I loved the whole trope of them like meeting each other and then running into each other randomly in the future again, and the fact that she didn't think that he remembered her, but he did the whole time because he's obsessed with her, but she couldn't see that in her head. Like, he's so obsessed with you, girl, and you're just like so worked up that you won't take what he has and what he's saying at face value. She's just like so freaked out all the time about like proving the fact that she can like do things on her own and doesn't want anyone else to take credit for it. But like, she did do things on her own. Like, she's a successful screenwriter but doesn't take the credit for it. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. I gave it a 4 out of 5 because it was extremely cute most of the book. I loved their chemistry, the words that the main male character would say. I loved their jobs. I loved the fake dating trope. I do love the fake dating trope. It's like high society, traveling around the city, which I love, like doing a little exploring around the city. The condo slash a townhome in the park, which he bought for her, was such a nice thing. But again, like, she finally realized in the end he bought it for them, not just for her. Like, girl could never get the princess treatment. Like, she really couldn't. So the main girl character, I guess you can say, annoyed me quite a bit, but I love the fact that it also focused on her becoming friends with people in New York, and one of her best friends, her sister. It delved into some of her family trauma. So overall, like, a lot happened in the 292 pages, but again, it was rushed. So I would recommend reading this, especially in the summer, obviously summer, or if you're going to New York anytime soon. It mentions a lot of cool places, which I do like, that there's a map, because it literally mentions restaurants that are actual restaurants in New York. Like, you can tell, like, the author has been to these places. So it's kind of a good recommendation of where to go and a fun way of reading the book. Like, you could finish this on a flight for sure. Like, in the airport, waiting for the flight, on the flight to New York, depending on where you're from, and then write a bunch of these spots down and go to them, you know? But overall, I do like this author. I'm excited to read Lightlark. I know that a lot of people say that that's way better, but I do hope she continues to explore the romance genre. This is the author, which she's super cute. Again, love the idea of a map in a romance book. I have not seen that before, and love some of the quotes in here. Overall, I do recommend. It was a very quick read, so good to bring to the beach, to the pool, stuff like that. And yeah, I also really love the fact that there's different sprayed edges depending on where you buy your book, which is a very unique marketing tool, because, you know, I would have bought all of them if I really, really loved this book. So maybe with her next romance book, if she has another one, I might love it and buy like everyone to have the different edges. So that's a smart marketing tactic. But that is the book. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it with my cousin. Thanks to my cousin for joining me along this reading vlog. I hope to do more of these soon, as I am getting right back into my reading era. I have so many books on my TBR that I have not read, and on my physical and on my Kindle. So I'm hoping to be making more book videos. So I'm really excited. So check me out on all my other platforms. My TikTok, I do some book hauls over there. And my cousin also has her TikTok, which she does a lot of book talk videos, which are super fun. So go check us out, and thanks for watching.